Hey, welcome back to the Living in Coastal Virginia channel. My name is Dan Inman. I'm a local realtor here in the area. Today we're going to cover the good, the bad, the ugly of Virginia Beach. Let's roll. Again, welcome back to the Living in Coastal Virginia channel. My name again is Dan Inman. I own and operate Inman HomeServices, which is a small company that does both the finding, purchasing, investing, selling of real estate, as well as helping doing the mortgages or refinances, if that makes sense. My lovely wife, Rachel, helps me run everything. I get to be the face, even though she's way better looking than me. And so we're gonna, again, let's just roll into the pros and cons of living in Virginia Beach. For me, number one pro is going to be that there's plenty to do outside. Virginia Beach is an extremely outdoor type of community. Tons of beaches. You've got the oceanfront main strip, you've got the north end, you have First Landing, you've got Sandbridge, Chicks Beach, Croatan. All of those are fantastic and a little bit different. First Landing in particular is amazing because you can also go inwards towards the park. The trails, Sean, do you know the longest trail at First Landing?
I don't.
Do you know the longest trail at First Landing?
I do not.
You're not helping it. Oh!
Do you want me to Google it?
Sure.
There's some long ones, I know that.
There's people that got lost in there.
Cape Henry Trail, it's 6 miles.
Isn't there one that's like 13 there and back? It's like really long, like or 10?
This trail is the longest and most heavily used trail in the park.
Okay. Maybe it just felt like 13 to me. It's like I'm dying. All right, I've been corrected. It's only 6.0 miles. So it just felt like 13 to me because I'm out of shape. All right, another one of the big ones I think for the area is kayaking. Again, you've got plenty of places to go. You've got Back Bay, Stumpy Lake, Great Dismal. Obviously got the ocean. Rudy's Inlet is a good little place. First Landing again. There's several different shops that you can go that cater directly for kayaking in the area. And from what I understand is a very intense community. There's just a lot of people that are very, very passionate about it. I enjoy doing it. I'm just not, definitely not a pro at it for sure. Like I mentioned in one of my other videos, we actually have quite a few major running events in the area. The biggest notable ones are gonna be your Shamrock Marathon and the Rock and Roll Marathon. Shamrock is near and dear to my heart because my birthday is March 17th, St. Patty's Day. And my wife used to work down at the oceanfront and we used to volunteer and go do a water station down there. So I think the longest one I've ever, Sean, you ever run a half marathon or marathon?
No,
yeah.
I hate running.
I don't understand, so quick side, I don't understand how people enjoy that pain. The longest I've ever done is a half marathon and I hate it every minute.
Runner's high, it doesn't exist.
No,
they're lying to you.
Yeah, it's a lie. There's some type of drug or there's like, you get into the community and they charge you money or something. I don't know, it's a cult. Yeah. Another one of the big ones is there's some outdoor parks. There's one specifically with a zip line. You've got Ocean Breeze Water Park, which is decent. I think that Great Wolf Lodge and what's the one up by Williamsburg? What's it called? Water Country, thank you. That one's definitely better, but Ocean Breeze is not bad. If you're looking for just, to go out, you want to get some clean, fresh water and hit a few slides, do some sunbathing, it's not a bad little place. I've taken the kids there several different times. Great little spot to take the family. Virginia Beach is actually also known to be top ranked in the nation for parks. That may seem kind of strange, but again, between Back Bay and Stumpy Lake and Great Dismal Swamp and First Landing, Mount Trashmore, we actually have a huge variety of parks. Again, it's just a huge outdoor type of community. Other than the humidity, which sucks, it's a fantastic place to be if you just love being outdoors. Another one to pay attention to would just be camping. KOA would be the easiest barrier to entry there. You got your car camping or your trailer camping. But then in First Landing has some great campsites with the live oaks. Live oaks are the really short trees that you can easily string up a hammock in. And then Back Bay, the only downside to Back Bay is you're not allowed to do fires there. But if you want like a spot where you actually really feel like you're out in the wilderness, it's a fantastic place to go. Number two pro, and I mentioned this in another video, is again, just the great schools. Your property taxes go towards, I guess with Virginia Beach being one of the biggest cities in the area, those property taxes pay off, and all the schools, according again to greatschools.org and niche.com, are ranked highly. Number 3 out of 131 school districts in all of Virginia, that's what's, number 9, I said number 3. It's ranked number 9 out of 131 school districts in Virginia, ranked number 9 for the best school athletes. And then actually, what I thought this was rather interesting, we are ranked 292 out of 10,800 out of the nationwide for school athletes, which is pretty cool. Again, I think I mentioned this on niche.com. If you pull out in the zoom on the map, there's only one school in Virginia Beach that's rated as C overall. There's really not much more to say to that, but Virginia Beach has fantastic schools. And they also have a bunch of private schools that you can go to as well. But for me, I'd rather put my money into my mortgage and just have a bigger house and go with the public schools, because the public schools here are awesome. Pro number 4 is just going to be overall economy. Virginia Beach and all of Hampton Roads, but Virginia Beach in particular, has always outperformed the nation when it comes to unemployment. We have had some of the lower unemployment. Part of that's going to be the Virginia Beach oceanfront. We have Still as a huge employer of the area. We've been ranked on Forbes as being one of the best in the nation for best places for small business and for careers. So, I mean, there's really not much more to say about that other than Virginia Beach is a absolutely fantastic place if you're trying to build a career or have good, consistent opportunities for employment. Pro number 5 for me, and again, always near and dear to my heart, is food, specifically seafood. You know, I'm not gonna hit too many places because one of the things that Sean and I do is do a I Love Cova show where we go and spotlight local businesses. Most of, I would say probably 2/3 of that is actually restaurants. But a few notable mentions might be Bubba's, Catch 31. You got any, Sean, off the top of your head? The Atlantic.
What is it?
Waterside. Waterman's, that'd be another great one. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but there's tons of great seafood in the area. On to the cons list. Again, I mentioned this in another one, but the number 1 for me is that just housing is freaking expensive. Median sales price last year for both attached and detached, and just as a reminder, attached means condos and townhomes, detached means single family, but the median sales price of the last 6 months was $300,000. As like that being the average or the median is just high, especially compared to nationwide. 227 for detached, 227 for attached, to 350 for detached. The average appreciation in 2020 alone was 9%. We have a very strong market here. It can be a huge pain in the butt if you're used to Midwest prices and you move here, you're gonna have a little bit of a sticker shock trying to get into your own place. Con number 2 for me in Virginia Beach is going to be traffic. You know, like I said this before, you're not really gonna live here and not have a vehicle. It's a pain in the butt to try to, get around, or basically it's gonna be impossible to get around and not have your own car. But traffic during especially major shopping seasons or the shopping areas, anytime to and from the ocean front, again, I'll mention tourism and people during the tourist season really just kind of, what's the word I want to use? They junk up the streets, man. It's just too many freaking people. In general, traffic can be absolutely awful during main traffic times, which would be, basically 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. they can be awful. The other main piece is that there's just not a lot of walkable areas. I think we mentioned town center is decent, but even then you got to drive there, park there, and then you can walk around. So, con for me. Con number 3, and I'm gonna wrap this up with actually 2 in the same one, is gonna be humidity. Virginia Beach is just hot and humid during the summer, and there's number 5 right there, jet noise. But yeah, con number 3 is just gonna be humidity. If you're like me and you walk out and it's humid outside, you're immediately sweating. Another con is gonna be with the humidity is whenever you have to pull the moisture out of the air, you're just gonna be running your HVAC more often. The same temperature, let's just say 78 degrees with high humidity feels very, very different than 78 degrees with 0 humidity. And so I'm running my AC bill up during the summer because I don't like being hot and humid. Con number 4, in general, and this really isn't that bad, but weather, if it snows here, things shut down. There's like, we have to import basically snow trucks from out of the area. If we get more than like an inch and it sticks, schools are shut down, you know, for like a week. You know, I guess obviously with this last year with COVID-19 and a lot of people having their kids home, it's made maybe less of an impact. And we got snowed the last week, but you know, you'll see outside it hasn't stuck. But if it does and it's freezing, basically everything shuts down. So 4x4 or all-wheel drive is super helpful. Another one with weather is going to be, you know, some of the flash flooding that can happen in low tide areas. So flooding is a huge kind of pain in the butt there with weather. And then third one is just a part of weather is going to be like your tropical storms and hurricanes. We really haven't had super major damage here in the last kind of decade. However, some of these storms have been really just been pretty rough. So part of living on the coast, you got to deal with tropical storms and hurricanes. But if you want that beach lifestyle, you're moving to Virginia Beach. Number 5, as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, is jet noise. So this is kind of a love-hate relationship. If you're from the area, grew up in the area, maybe if you're a Navy brat, you might love it. You know, as they say, the sounds of freedom. But if you're not a local, or maybe you are local, it can be a huge disruptor. Like I remember the other day, Sean and I were up at Hilltop, sitting outside getting some coffee, and we literally had to stop our conversation. Ooh, doggy. Proud to be an American. Again, kind of love, kind of hate. You know, again, I was in the Navy, flew in helicopters, so I kind of love it more than I hate it, but it can be a huge pain in the butt. And then let's hit a bonus. So bonus round here. Virginia Beach has, especially in South Virginia Beach, has a lot of farms. And so if you're big on going out and getting fresh food, you got fresh strawberries, fresh peaches, fresh blueberry, fresh. Fresh blueberries, fresh blackberries that you can go out there. You can either get them, they have them prepackaged, or you can go out there with the family and pick them yourself. I think they have fresh peaches right now with Culfer Farms, so go out there. So that's the pros and cons of Virginia Beach. Obviously that's a short list. We'll be hitting more in the future. If you found that helpful, again, hit that little like button down at the bottom. Maybe hit subscribe and the little bell notification if you'd like to hear more. Again, I'm an active realtor in the area. If we can help you guys find a house, if you need to move out of the area, we can do that too. Or if you need our job is to make that transition as smooth and easy as possible. So again, thanks guys for staying tuned, and we'll talk to you soon.